I'm very excited about this next segment of our show. It's new to the Factory Theater Hour, and it's called SFX Storytime. The three of us are going to be acting out a story from scratch based on suggestions from our live studio audience. And throughout the story, our sound effects guru over here, Eric... I tried so hard not to do that this time that I did it again. That is Nick Watterson. Well, we're off to a good start. All right. So without any further ado, sound effects story time. So here we go. Okay, so what we're going to need from you is a suggestion of a common story, a fairy tale story, a nursery rhyme, some kind of thing that everybody's familiar with. So any suggestions?
Hansel and Gretel.
Oh, okay, Hansel and Gretel. I have no other suggestions, so I guess we're going to go with that one. And Billy Goat's Gruff. Okay, now we have three.
If we wait 5 minutes, we might get a handful of ideas.
Since we've got two of you here, and I'll be narrating, Hansel and Gretel seems to be a good one to work off of. So here we go with a variation on Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time, many, many years ago, in a deep, deep wood, there lived a windy wood. There lived a brother and sister. The brother's name was Handsome.
That's me.
And the sister's name was Regrettel.
What's up?
They lived in a dark, lonely house with a mother who kind of sort of loved them, but was indifferent sometimes, and a father who was always out working. It wasn't the best scenario for these two. And one day, Handsome was playing with a bell that he had found in the toy room. And Regrettel came running in, thinking that he was calling her.
What? What have you done?
I'm just playing with me bell.
Where did you get the bell?
I got it at the little toy store down the street and they go ring, ring. I like my bell. Don't touch my bell.
The two of them did not get along very well. They would need to learn to cooperate if they were going to survive this story.
I punch you if you touch my bell.
I will punch you back.
Oh, this over a bell.
In the middle of all this punching,
I will punch you more for the bell.
Your hands are so rough like a workman's hands.
their father rushed into the room and yelled, "Stop it, you two! I'm trying to sleep."
Why is it that our father has a really deep southern accent? Where do we live?
I'm not sure. Perhaps we're multi-ethnic people.
Why are you two talking about me when I'm right here in front of you?
Oh, mein Papa, to me you are so wonderful.
Listen, your mother's been complaining about you nonstop, and I'm starting to understand why.
We can't help it. We fight over toys because you only give us toy budget for one child.
I want the bell. I will punch you for that bell.
No, the bell is fine.
All right, you know what, you two?
See, I told you, I'm the only one make it go ding-a-ling.
Papa!
It is time for you two to move on. We cannot sustain this anymore. Your mother has asked me to let you know, to pass this along to you, that it's time to head out. So pack up your things, head out into the woods. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Was that the head out gong you just hit?
We've gone over this many, many times. That is the head out gong. We have several gongs, and that's the head out one.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting, Papa. Oh, mein Papa.
This is why you have to leave, because you can't keep track of the gongs. Now, out.
All right, regrettable. Perhaps we best be going.
So out they
We
went
go. We go.
into the deep, cold, wintry, cold
Why is it
woods.
so cold? I do not like this.
My legs are shaking.
I don't have any meat on my bones. You have no room to complain.
They were still fighting.
Oh, look!
Don't hit the puppy. Don't you hit the puppy.
I thought perhaps if we don't hit each other, we have to hit something.
That is the first idea.
That puppy just turned into a bear.
It was neither a bear nor a puppy. It was a witch who could change shape.
Oh.
And she had magically turned into a beautiful princess.
Wow, you turn into so many things. Oh. And you have a lovely singing voice.
As the horse ran off into the woods, the children decided they must follow it.
Where's he going?
I don't know, let's follow the horse. Witch, princess, dog, bear. Oh, she's so fast and it's so cold.
I'm still freezing. I do not like this.
Perhaps if you jump on my back and I run extra hard, we keep warm and we move quicker because you as slow as molasses.
If you want to do all the work, that's okay with me.
Okay, hop on.
Oof.
This was the first time they'd cooperated in many years.
If you
You must
Nothing.
move faster. You must move faster.
not in the back of the head.
Fortunately, they had followed the horse.
With the bell. You brought the bell.
It's a tinier bell from my pocket.
They, as I was saying, they had followed the horse to a warm cottage.
I see the plops have stopped here.
Oh my goodness, it's so warm. Get off me.
And this cottage was made of fried breads.
Oh, sweet
bread.
breads,
I like the bread.
sourdough breads, wheat breads.
They were they were so cold and hungry that they decided to nibble at the house.
We better hurry up.
This bread is very good.
We might get caught.
You eat like a pig. And now what are you doing? What is this?
The door was open. I had to go.
Gretel followed Handsome into the house and decided to also use the bathroom to brush her teeth.
Wash your hands when you're done, you animal. Uh-oh.
Why the witch was ringing her own doorbell, I do not know.
This must be the most polite witch, horse, bear, pig we've ever seen.
It turns out that Handsome was right. The witch, as she had watched these poor children try to survive the woods and punch each other and eat her house, had taken pity on them and decided to take the form of a loving mother. And when they opened the door, they saw her there in all her motherliness.
Und Mama.
My mama, you're so motherly. And warm.
Und motherly.
And warm.
They
And
started arguing again.
I think she's more warm than motherly.
No, she is more motherly than warm.
You always do this. She is more warm than she is motherly.
Motherly! What? What? No! Not this again. Do not make me get out the bell.
Fortunately, her motherliness surpassed all of the fighting. She took them into her arms, held them close, and it melted them. Gretel let off one last punch before she finally gave in to the love.
I will give in to the love.
I give in to love too. I'm sorry, regrettable.
I'm not that sorry, but I will say so.
And they all lived happily ever after.